Man, oh man, Shangri-La Frontier continues to be a very, very good anime for a lot of different reasons, but there was two big things that happened in this episode that I thought was really something that stands out, not necessarily the test of time, but essentially puts it up there to where as a gaming anime that even people that aren't gamers can really appreciate. I was like, oh, okay, how they display information and how they can actually enjoy what they're watching without having to be like, oh, I gotta be a gamer to understand this stuff. No, you don't have to be. But some of the big things here in this episode alone is the gaming knowledge or how gaming information is displayed, and also the intersection of how this does it with real life as well. So first things first, let's talk about all the gaming info. Now, as a hardcore gamer myself, I enjoy when they, do not shy away of talking about games and how players feel. I mean, over here showing RNG as a cruel mistress, we all know how RNG can screw some people over, as far as drops and how experience is made. But another thing that this show actually does is, if you notice, Sunraku said a lot of different things that made it to where those that aren't gamers can still understand and follow the flow of the story. Like here, he talked about RNG and how he normally doesn't do well with RNG. Also, in the actual fight against this area boss, he displays, and whenever he does a move, he doesn't just say what the move is and then you just gotta look and see what he's doing and kind of interpret how it works. No, as he's going through it, he's like, oh, this move does this now. It's like, as he was showing how the moon reflection move, not only is it attacking from behind, like kind of like you attack and then it hits them from back, like we've seen against the Crystal Scorpions. No, he said there's another way, and it leaves a decoy. And thus, as someone that may not understand, oh, you see the decoy, he's like, oh, okay, I see how that works. How he's explaining how he's climbing up the top of it, and he's like, oh, I got this move. Hey, now I can, for 30 seconds, continuously do jumps and not just a couple. Oh, you can jump mid-air by making like an air platform, and you utilize it. So someone that definitely doesn't understand and kind of follow along, you're kind of like, oh, okay. A comparison that comes to mind is between this anime and Bofuri. I know, I believe it was last year that the latest season of Bofuri came out, and one of the things that I had a complaint about that is that they didn't really give enough explanation for certain things. The biggest complaint was in Bofuri that bosses, like, they don't really show consistently the HP of people, players, and the bosses. Like, sometimes they will, and then sometimes you're like, oh man, they were saying, oh, I'm close to death. Well, how close were you to death? And how Shangri-La Frontier has no problems of showing stats of stuff. Like, even him standing there is like, man, I can't equip this weapon? Dang, that sucks. Oh, I need to increase my stats. So they don't shy away from the technical parts of it, but they make sure that they give you enough information to be like, oh, so that's how that works. I mean, we see here Sunraku is sitting there like, man, I don't have enough vitality to wear these gauntlets. How am I gonna get more vitality? And then he's like, oh, the helmet I had before, does it give me vitality? And it shows he needs 300. Oh, this gives plus 500. Yay, celebration. Like, as most gamers are like, yes, let's go. I can actually use this equipment. The highs and lows of getting a new gear, realizing you can't wear it, but then you realize you have something that will allow you to wear it. You go through those roller coasters. And Bofuri, although it's a great show, please believe, Bofuri, if you haven't seen it, I would highly suggest you watch it. It was just nitpicking just a little thing. So I was like, man, I wish they did this. I wish they did that. And that's only because I love the show that I nitpick it, to such a degree that I can appreciate Shangri-La Frontier and yet still appreciate Bofuri. And the other thing that this show or viewers can appreciate is the fact that it still intersects with real life stuff. Still, real life things are happening now when they're not in the game, i.e. when Sunraku was not happy about what was happening, where he can't get his stuff, so he gets like, I'm going into a different game. And we go into Nephilium Hollow, meet characters there and how they, you know, what's going on in the few months that Sunraku wasn't playing that. And he comes back to it, and everyone is like, yeah, come back to this game. And then he goes, he's like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm going back to it. And we can still enjoy those episodes. Like, it doesn't have to be just this one game he's playing, Shangri-La Frontier. He can go into other ones and we can follow it. Here, the girl that's pining for him in secret in real life is now finally happy that she can go out with him, as in party up and help him out. Fact is, he doesn't know that she is Saiger Zero. If only he knew, because Lord knows that if he knew, which I don't know if it's going to happen in the future, but if he knew that she was Saiger Zero, he probably would party up with her all the time, because in real life, he can coordinate better and be like, hey, you going to get on the game? I'm going to get on the game. Hey, let's go out and plan. You can strategize in real life versus just in the game. But here he's like, oh, Saiger Zero is so formal, and I don't know what's going on, and how, you know, I can't really see the expressions because the helmet and such. But if he knew it was her, it'd be like, he would grow closer to her, but, you know, she's still a little shy. So real life stuff is happening while the gaming is happening, yet we can, as viewers, you know, see both ends. We can see the good from the real life, the good of the game, and how they intersect, and, you know, appreciate the fact that, oh, you know, she's pining away, but she's ultra powerful in the game, and he's just kind of starting the game, and he's starting to get his strength together and learn things. There's a lot that I will have to say that this show does very well, and I appreciate that. I would say a lot of research has gone into this. Like, it feels like the developers, the makers, or the person that created the manga from the origin of it really knew from experience how gamers feel. So it makes me believe that I was like, okay, you played some games, you played some MMOs in your life, you know how it all works. So it's not like I'm sitting back here and like, this is an anime about a game and they don't play games, so it kind of translates wrong. But here, it definitely translates well. And that's why I think that a lot of people can appreciate Shangri-La Frontier that probably wouldn't normally. So that's what I think. But tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. A great episode, loved it, and I definitely want to discuss more about this as things go on in the future. Make sure you like the video, make sure you're subscribed, and hit that bell notifications if you enjoy what we're doing here, if you want to see more videos as we come out with more reviews for more anime, because next year, the next season looks pretty good too. Apothecary Diaries is coming back and a lot of other ones, so I'm looking forward to January of 2025. You guys be safe, take care, Lord willing, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.